I'm going also to speak about one very, very important piece that remains needed for adoption. and that's having a very robust custody system. If you look at the number of hacks in crypto history, small wonder that banks fear this market. In 2019 alone, 12 exchanges were hacked for a total of close to $300 million worth of value that disappeared in the hands of hackers. 300 million is not much in private banking. So just try to imagine, knowing how banking institutions are paranoid with the security, with the privacy of their client data. Try to imagine this kind of hack in the banking industry. Would be talking billions, right? And that's, in my opinion, one of the key elements why digital assets haven't gone mainstream within the industry. But external hacks are not the only risk. Banks are also at risk of losing client data and assets because of an inside job. And that's what happened at HSBC Switzerland in 2011, when Falciani, an IT employee of the bank, stole all the clients' data and flew to France only to sell the list to the best government bidders. And this remains a very, very traumatic event in Switzerland. Now, if you apply the risk of external hack, if you apply insider job concern in the crypto industry, it becomes basically impossible for banks to operate safely with the first generation tools like single-handed wallets, such as Trezor. Fortunately, there are some amazing custodial tools nowadays hitting the market, like for instance, Hub Security's HSM solution. This allows the bank to set governance rules, to define a few relationships, a quorum of managers who will be able to collectively sign and move the funds of the client upon his instruction. So this collective signature process avoids giving the responsibility of very large asset values in the hand of one single person. And by the way, I have to say that banks are not, banks and traditional finance are not immune to hack either. There is a very large problem that is not brought up so often, but it's crippling the banking industry, and it's the callback fraud issue. When someone impersonates a client to illicitly initiate a transfer on behalf of the client to its own profit. Only a few people understand that blockchain HSM solution can basically help solve the callback fraud issue. Fiat can be tokenized. So it means that instead of calling the client and verifying the wire instruction over the phone, which is so much last century, a digital message can be sent and verified directly from the client endpoint device. And it's even better than this because you can also cut the time of processing a wire inside the bank by a day or two. Imagine the client signs the fiat wire transfer on the blockchain. This message is received by the relationship manager, which then transfers it to be signed by the compliance officer department. Let's say it's a risky client, then a board member also validates this transfer, okay? And then it's eventually validated by the middle office. Bottom line, in like 45 minutes, the whole chain of transaction has been signed by all the executive as well as the client. And the process, the wire can just go ahead. So instead of chasing everyone in the bank to have like a physical signature or an email approval, it could be done directly from the mini HSM that all these executives carry with them at all time, and which is linked to their phone by Bluetooth.